I'm Dan Cermak. We're here for Zip Take again this week, and we got the newcomer, Dave Spontarelli here, and the champion, Don Wagner, and high-stakes game this time. All right, step one. If Don got the prediction incorrect early in the show for the Kent State game, and he loses this Zip Take, he's going to shave that beard. Serious business here. Serious business. So we're going to get it started here, and I'll be unbiased. I promise. We're going to get started here, and we're going to talk about men's basketball. And what team do you think is going to be the biggest obstacle for the Zips in the MAC tournament? Don, starting with you.
The Central Michigan Chippewas. They beat us once, and they should have beat us the second time. If it wasn't for the 22-1 run where we just shot lights out, I don't think Akron wins that game. They came storming back, made it. I think they won by 5 points. If it wasn't for the run, it's Central Michigan with 2 wins over us. So I gotta go with Central Michigan.
All right, Dave.
I'm going to go with Buffalo on this one. Last game when Buffalo played Akron, I think Buffalo really figured out the Zips, stopped them defensively. If it wasn't for the mistakes they had going into the second half with the technical foul, as well as the Zips catching fire, I think Buffalo really would have pulled a victory out of that game.
All right, so that's a tough one, but I am going to go with Central Michigan because they started fouling with like 3 minutes left. Safe. They were down 11, and Zips only ended up winning by 5, so they gave us a good run. But Buffalo was a good answer because they really got the driving game going too. So, but Don Wagner, 1 point. Here we go. We're going to go to women's basketball now. And who is your MVP for the season? We're going to go with Dave.
I'm going to go with Anita Brown. Anita's averaging 22 points a game, 7 rebounds, shooting 42% from the field. She's definitely carrying this team. Not discrediting Hannah at all. She's a great player, and the combo of those two, they really mesh well. But I'm going to give it to the senior Anita.
Don?
I think you're absolutely discrediting Hannah. I think it's Hannah. Maybe I'm in the moment, but she has been shooting lights out. And honestly, the past couple games, I think she had like 30 the other day. Mm-hmm. Sure, Anita seems like the safe answer, but I think, we're not even in March yet. So at the rate she's going, at the end of the season, I think it's gonna be Hannah.
Whew, all right, that's a tough one. I'm sorry to your beard, but I gotta go with Dave. I think Anita Brown is a safe answer, and Don changed his answer from earlier. He's a sellout. All right. Now we're gonna go to a kind of different question. All right. Will LeBron show up to a men's basketball game this year? He did last year. Maybe he will this year. He's giving out a bobblehead. Maybe that plays into it. Don, what do you think? What do you think about LeBron showing up to a game in general?
I think he's going to show up. I don't know if it's a big deal that he shows up anymore. It seems like he shows up to a college game every year. Even when he was in Miami, he showed up to the Hurricanes games when Shane Larkin was down there. If he had to show up to a game that I would like to see, LeBron has a busy schedule, so I don't know when you have the free time to even do it. Honestly, you should probably think about winning a championship.
Woo! Whoa! Hot takes. Oh,
Cleveland sports
out,
fan
LeBron.
here. So, but if he did show up, I think it'd be cool if he showed up at a Kent State at the Kent State game, because the atmosphere at the Jar during the Kent State game is just nothing like it. So,
right.
I think it'd be even more rocking with LeBron there. So,
all right. Kicking it over to Dave.
Yeah, it's always a big deal when LeBron shows up in an arena, whether he's playing or not. I think he will show up, and I think it's going to be the OU game for the bobblehead night. It's not only his bobblehead, but also Romeo Travis and Drew Joyce, his best friends, played with him in high school. So I think he's going to show support and show up. I'd like to see him show up to the Kent State game, but I believe they play Washington that night, so it's probably going to be the OU game.
All right. Serious here. Tense moment. I'm going to go with Dave, the newcomer, on this one because, all right, yes, LeBron showed up to a Miami Hurricanes game, but Miami Hurricanes is a little bit bigger than Akron Zips, so I think it is a really big deal. A really big deal to show up.
It is
bigger
named after him, LeBron James' family.
It is a bigger deal for LeBron to show up to Akron, a lower profile school than Miami. Miami's already going to get the TV coverage, but then LeBron showing up in an Akron game, I think, has a bigger impact than going to a Miami Hurricanes game. So.
Agree to disagree, and I am
All right.
formally putting in my appeal.
Okay.
So I still have faith in my pick. So.
Yeah. I mean,
But
we
if
don't know how the pick goes yet.
If
We
a
haven't done
miracle
that
happens
yet. So.
and my pick doesn't go through,
You roll the
then
part with the beard.
appeal. No, appeal.
Oh, appeal.
I
Okay.
still
All
win
right.
it.
Okay, so we're
Maybe.
gonna go through the appeal process apparently with the
Alright.
beard, but that'll have to be next week when Dave takes on a new opponent. We'll see you next time at Zip Take. Back to Kara and Terry in the studio.